mkiddi Studio makes 3D ident for TV shows. mkiddi Studios makes 3D ident.
Manze, since kama unauliza na msiko airport bro, rada check ni director manze, director wapa kamuliza naje bro, check mbona sisi wa Afrika hutumika kwa video zako, nasema bro rada ni mbona unauliza ati peke kwa siri kwa video kwa movie zangu anjona pata wewe wote anjecheki si bro sio kwa blue ni wasiwa black amchogi vitu mimi kama kuna jua mazisi mtoka na rada tunacheki tunasikia bila nataka wachabu msikie ndo sema sija tu bro mazio bro anahoga information.
Now understand what I'm saying to you, because when Cameron was in the airport and a black man said, why you don't film people with black people in it? He said, I did. They're blue. The movie Avatar. He doesn't dig in Iceland or Greenland. He digs in Africa, he digs in India, he digs in South America. And everywhere he finds black people buried. So you have to understand the war that destroyed this plane of existence, where the people that I showed you, the deep black people, who were spirit-bound people, whose melanin used to be what I call prismatic melanin. Prismatic meaning that his consciousness or your emotions used to change the color from and the black and used to glow the color of your emotions. Red, green, blue, the chakra colors. And that's why you could see Senegalese today. If you go to Senegal, black, and they have some kind of blue over the top of their eyes. And the red or the green on the side of their faces. How is it that a man or a woman so black they're green? So black they're blue? Are you understanding exactly that they are the remnants of the original people that were here? Now understand what I'm saying to you. When Cameron was in the airport and a black man said, why you don't film people with black people in it? He said, I did. They're blue. I did. The movie Avatar. All said and stood that you are not what you are. You have been deficient. I'm not telling you that your melanin right now is not really glowing at what it's supposed to be. Why? Because if you ever look at dirt, wrong, just like that. But what grow from dirt? The green, the blues, the clouds, the flowers. Well, that's what's wrong with you right now. You don't have the green hue that grows from the brown earth. And your face and everything, your body, you have been deprived, you have been decommissioned from your true nature. And you do not. That's why the animals don't want to talk with you anymore. You vibrate an alien energy.
So just like the plants, when they're alive, they're green, and when they're dying, they turn brown.
Look at you. You seeing it? You're seeing it now, right? You go from what? Summer? To what?
Fall. Fall.
Now, what happened to the green in the fall? It turned brown. Your prismatic melanin. You came out of the fact that you had a connection to your chakras, and those chakras were your power. That was your energy patterns that you used to dynamo. There's the dynamos that used to grow, that used to spin, and you used to create instantaneously. You used to turn waves into matter just by thinking it, just by imagining it. This entire plane was actually crystal. You were on a giant crystal, and the crystal was the harmonic interchange between you and your thoughts. Where did all the dirt come from? Where did all the earth come from? The earth came later, after you were convinced that your thinking and the creation that you were dealing with was not real. Somebody convinced you that that was only your illusion. That your ability to create instantaneously with your thoughts was nothing but an illusion.
It was just a craft. I think the government would readily disclose that. And yes, there were outer space beings on the craft. I think the government would disclose that eventually. But the fact that these beings had DNA that was found in the human genome, I think that is the actual secret of Roswell. I think that is a core secret of why the government Roswell. All humans are, in fact, alien DNA enhanced, but others were more enhanced than most humans, and that these more enhanced humans were of particular interest to CIA. Now, I didn't put it all together back then, but now I believe that this is part of the Roswell story that was never told, that whatever craft was recovered, and that whoever the occupants were in that craft, that when the scientists were able to sequence the human genome and then went back at CIA to look at the genome of any recovered alien beings, they were surprised to find that what the alien DNA looked like was also in humans. But this was the way I connected the dots, because I wanted to understand exactly what Roswell was all about. Why is it such a secret that a spacecraft crashed and there may have been occupants on board? Why is that such a military secret? Of course, you can say it was the Cold War, but the Cold War has been over since 1991, and still there's this secrecy over Roswell.
It's crazy. So manze, so sijui opinion yako ikoaje, sijui kama kuna ma aliens. I don't know whether you guys think they're aliens, they're not aliens. I don't know what's your perspective. But no, now mimi ni Kenya right now, so kidogo naweza kuambia kuna ma aliens. I don't know, maybe sijui kama kwa Nyeri nimeona ama huko Zika ama huko Mombasa. Sijui, I don't know. I heard that there were some stories. I'd look up for that footage, but honestly, okay, I don't know. Maybe you find like some hardcore evidence. Just look at Roswell, Maju. Kenya area sijui 71 ama ni 41 ama ni 57, area 51 or something. So okay, now we have to support you guys, whatever you believe in. I don't know, but I think the best thing you can do is just find like some evidence. Once you're looking, this evidence is hard. You've tried with phones, it's hard. Lakini accept tu kama unataka kuona maaliens, labda kuona maaliens utafanya aje?
Hey folks, brace yourself for what I consider an extraordinary challenge for any human. A trail camera strategically placed by the police at a crime scene captures an imposing figure reminiscent of Bigfoot's stature. He effortlessly lifts a sizable tree trunk. This impressive feat involves elevating the 12-inch diameter, 25-foot-long log, a jaw-dropping 30 feet into the air, followed by a resounding slam. The displayed strength and power exceeds human strength, with the estimated weight of the massive log hitting an impressive 530 pounds. Could this trail camera have captured a genuine Bigfoot in action? Check it out.
Bigfoot. Chicken tongue karimba taicha take it like my take it that's a kick go after that this is on our son, so it was some that's a, like that he does that shit like too easy, bro. Like it's a toothpick, like 1 2 just take it 1 2 1 2 1 2 kwenda huko kasia kubafu wa nimetupa kura nonsense. So manze, Bigfoot manze alikuwa amejaa manze, super ametoka ameishia manze, umetoka umeenda wapi? Kachukua mde akasema leo ni revenge bana. Bigfoot manze
mkiddi Studios makes 3D idents for TV shows. mkiddi Studios makes 3D idents for real estate and manufacturing companies.
Manze cheki ni video manze DJ capture manze sapa ni kunomo mchiki hapo kwa hiyo TikTok manze follow that is paranormal manze. So acha cheki emotion manze. So lakini kumbuka manze ku like, subscribe manze, follow manze Mkiddi TV ama multi-support video manze. To show love manze. Najua tu manze sisi tuna appreciate everything manze. Mob love mali uko manze ni life. So manze scroll and relax. So take life easy. So usitishie maisha na msee. Unajua kuna stress huko nje. Kama kuna mtu anakusumbua kupatia stress, hata mshow mzee bro, kama vitu zitaivana, lakini kama jo manze anakupatia pressure mambo tu joni aje manze tu sahi manze hivi chiki manze pressure tu hivi tudai hiyo pressure. So manze keep smart manze, for those are hearing me, kama uko 254 manze, unajua tu manze tuko na brand yetu ya manze ya kitu mbaya, kitu moja, kitu kadu manze, lukulombo tu luko tupu manze, nachiki mgalde manze mwenye ako hapa manze manze mgalde msupu mchiki manze akona hiyo hoodie manze akona hiyo t-shirt manze kuna mabag. So manze nashukuru sana manze nikisupport, tuko na website manze, kuna merchandise, vitu ni mbaya, vitu ni crazy. So manze like manze follow, like, subscribe manze, pande chini manze, manze usisahau manze, follow to share, like, subscribe manze kwenye mtandao manze. 254 najua bado iko huko, tumedeliver pia Africa sasa, TZ najua mnatambua. Kuna wasa Nigeria washachukua vitu zangu. So tuni mob love manze, to share love, tuko great, tuko amazing. Peace out abu chachike tutaenda chiki isikile video. Nikukishow
energy shortage. When they run power to your house.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered how come they always run a wire that drive it in the ground?
Yeah.
They might be letting you use the same power that your house sitting on.
Yeah.
You got video?
Yeah. Yeah, that's tight. There you go.
what's up fam manze. So manze hiyo video ya kwa show manze, like anything is possible manze. So from ni kumanifest bro, mchikika hii channel manze. For this channel, for those who don't know, it's also to bring some motivation manze. I know things are tough, all of you may be having families, some of you may be having families, some of you maybe haven't even started that journey yet. So you can take a look, just push yourself to do something amazing, follow your dreams or something. Pole, just, I know you're tired, uko job, it's crazy man, but just try to put in some work, put in some hours, and they don't forget to touch the creative side of you. Be awesome, be you. Unajua like kama unafanya baking, kama unafanya archery, kama unakataga nyama, whether you do grocery, whether you do anything about being an artist, trailer for something, you just make it spontaneous. Like just put your best foot forward and just like give up.
This video with me because unicorns were mentioned 9 times in the Bible. Let's play it.
This is a depiction of unicorn. This animal is mythical. It's fictional. It's make-believe. It's not real. There's none of these alive today, and no scientist has ever found a fossil of one, and yet unicorns are mentioned in the Bible 9 times. Deuteronomy, Job, Psalms, and Isaiah. And so because of this, people love to scoff at the Bible and say things like this.
So, now if you believe in God, you believe in unicorns, which is fantastic.
If we're going to use the Bible for science, we've got some tough things to explain. What are you going to do about unicorns? Are mentioned 8 times in the Bible. I want to tell you what, we have never found a fossil of a unicorn.
By the way,
Where are the unicorns that are referred to in the Bible? Where are those? Either in the fossil record or today. I'd like to see one of those. Another one of those interesting tests that...
The things unicorns on that have been mentioned quite a number of times. Oh my goodness, and then I'm on and then it seems some unicorns have been mentioned quite a number of times in the Bible, about 8 times, 9 times. Someone said, bro, don't know. Just check on my sons to the channel, and then everything you do is also on there, but also do your own research on there. Relax, bado unajua bado hii information unajua bado ni decipher, unachikia mtu wangu decipher mdogo mdogo, usichukue ati ati kitu tu mara moja ati utaanguka bro, so mdogo mdogo bro. Saa acha tunapea tusikie motion.
Well, if you get an old 1828 Noah Webster's dictionary, which is the very first edition dictionary that Webster came out with about 200 years ago, and if you look up the word unicorn, it says that unicorn is an animal with one horn, the monoceros. This name is often applied to the rhinoceros. Notice how this definition says absolutely nothing about a horse. It says nothing about a horse-like animal or a mythical animal or a fictitious creature. It says absolutely nothing about Greek mythology whatsoever, but rather it says that this is the name that is often applied to the rhinoceros.
The name.
Wait a minute. What? The rhinoceros? You mean this is a unicorn? But the rhinoceros has 2 horns. How could this be a unicorn? Well, if you look up the word rhinoceros in the same dictionary, it says that rhinoceros is a genus of quadrupeds of 2 species, one of which, the unicorn, has a single horn growing almost erect. When full grown, is said to be 12 feet in length. There's another species with 2 horns, the bicornis. They are natives of Asia and of Africa. According to Noah Webster, back in the early 1800s, it was understood that there were 2 species of the rhinoceros. The one-horned species was called unicorn, and then the 2-horned species was called bicornis. So basically, get a 200-year-old Noah Webster's dictionary and look up the word unicorn, it says rhinoceros, then look up the word rhinoceros and it says unicorn. That was just 200 years ago. The Old King James was translated 400 years ago, in 1611. So if the definition of the word unicorn has changed in just the past 200 years from rhinoceros to horse, then it doesn't make much sense to take a modern definition of the word unicorn and apply it to a 400-year-old translation of the Bible. Matter of fact, even today, the scientific name of the Asian one-horned rhinoceros is Rhinoceros unicornis, and Diceros bicornis is the scientific name of a 2-horned rhinoceros. Well, where do you think those scientific names came from? I wonder. Well, they came from the Latin. Unicornis and bicornis are Latin words. Well, that's interesting, because in Psalm 92, verse 10, the psalmist is praying and says, "But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn." If you look up this verse in the Latin Bible, the word that's being used here is the word unicornis. Unicornis is the same Latin word that's being used in the scientific name of the Asian one-horned rhinoceros. In Job 39, verse 9, God is speaking to Job and says, "Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee or abide by thy crib?" If you look up this verse in the Latin Bible, the word that's being used here is the word rhinoceros. Rhinoceros is the Latin word that's being used in this scripture verse. Interesting. Rhinoceros.
So is a unicorn or a
Rhinoceros unicornis. As a matter of fact, in these 9 scripture verses, there's actually 5 different Latin words that are being used. Rhinoceros, rhinocerotis, rhinocerota, unicornium, and unicornis. These 5 Latin words are what's being used when the Old King James Version of the Bible says unicorn.
For hospitals and social media. mkiddi Studios is a global creative company that brings brands, stories, and experiences to life through art, design, and technology. mkiddi Studios.
Like, why is this blasted all over everything that has a news channel or news anything? This is the senior Pentagon official who oversees the elementary school division being arrested for human trafficking.
Ancient American pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, right? Watch this. Take a look. Now, where is this
Memphis, Tennessee, bro.
Ancient America.
Discovered
Discovered the
the
Sphinx
of Memphis,
of
1912.
Memphis, USA, Tennessee. All right,
Memphis, USA, Tennessee,
let's keep going.
1912.
Quick reminder, remember I showed y'all this earlier, right?
Whose
structures are those that you built off the top of? I'm just really curious. If they lived in teepees, who was living in these buildings, huh? Those columns don't look like they're of Edom. We all know what Edom's columns look like. The Roman columns. We know what they look like, and those aren't your columns. So, whose buildings were those? As you can tell in the far right, all the way over there in the far right, they dug all of that up right there. They dug it up. Look at the door in the front right there. It's a door right there. Oh, was it steps there? No, it's more building and windows. So it was covered. Windows, a door, windows. It's covered. Looks like you built off the top of that structure. And I had to put this picture in here for some people who just don't understand what I'm talking about. It's covered. You know, that's a whole entire building. It's covered. Who did they tell y'all built the White House? I'm sure they built the Capitals too. But whose building did you build off the top of? Somebody lying somewhere. These are columns of Edom. We definitely know what your columns look like. It's not hard to figure out.
This is part 4 of Admiral Byrd's Journey Beyond the Ice. And as always, you can check the full video out on my Telegram. The link is in my bio. There is a reason why Admiral Byrd met a surprising and sudden end. Just another one revealing too much of the truth of what he saw.
Then proceed down a long hallway that is lit by rose-colored light that seems to be emanating from the very walls themselves. One of the beings motions for us to stop before a great door. Over the door is an inscription that I cannot read. The great door slides noiselessly open and I am beckoned to enter. One of my hosts speaks. Have no fear, Admiral. You are to have an audience with the Master. I step inside and my eyes adjust to the beautiful coloration that seems to be filling the room completely. Then I begin to see my surroundings. What greeted my eyes is the most beautiful sight of my entire existence. It is, in fact, too beautiful and wondrous to describe. It is exquisite and delicate. I do not think there exists a human term that can describe it in any detail with justice. My thoughts are interrupted in a cordial manner by a warm, rich voice of melodious quality. I bid you welcome to our domain, Admiral. I see a man with delicate features, and with the etching of years upon his face. He is seated at a long table. He motions me to sit down in one of the chairs. After I am seated, he places his fingertips together and smiles. He speaks softly again, and conveys the following. We have let you enter here because you are of noble character, and well known on the surface world. Surface world, I half gasp under my breath. Yes, the Master replies with a smile. You are in the domain of the Ariani, the inner world of the earth. We shall not long delay your mission, and you will be safely escorted back to the surface and for a distance beyond. But now, Admiral, I shall tell you why you have been summoned here. Our interest rightly begins just after your race exploded the first atomic bombs over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. It was at that alarming time we sent our flying machines, the Flugerods, to your surface world to investigate what your race had done. That is, of course, past history now, my dear Admiral, but I must continue on. You see, we have never interfered before in your race's wars and barbarity, but now we must, for you have learned to tamper with a certain power that is not for man, namely, that of atomic energy.
Because my blood is real, so I don't know. Certain energy cannot see a man, bro. so kako natokea ziko keda sijui ikiwa
water is heated to 221, the water freezes actually. Yes, this is a scientific experiment done by MIT. They first prepared an extremely expensive nanotube. Put water into the nanotube and keep heating. When the water temperature reaches 212, water vapor will gradually be produced. At this time, continue to heat the nanotubes to 221. The form of water gradually changes from water vapor to ice. What has actually happened? It turns out that when the temperature of the water continues to rise, because nanotubes have strong sealing properties, water molecules cannot move. There is no volatilization either. The energy inside it cannot be released. The phenomenon of reorganization of water molecules occurs. Eventually it formed ice. Of course, this ice is not ice as we know it. It's just a crystal. There is a big difference from ice formed below 32. What do you think about this?
mkiddi Studios. mkiddi Studios.
That this movie is all about the rapture. 6 stone. We are at the 6th day in creation.
Where'd he go?
Now the purebloods leave. Wonder if this is how the rapture happens. I had another theory as well. Ready? What if the sinners are the ones raptured, and the elect go through the Great Tribulation? Hear me out. Wouldn't it make more sense that the elect stay?
Like me appreciate everything and the mob love to the crew. To really like, subscribe and follow www.amanbia.co.ke show love and support and appreciate sana and buy much hapo kuna mtu kama madem na maboy kwa website, so na bado kwa Facebook page, Instagram and kuna yangu ya kampuni manze to get deleted manze for some, it get disabled for some, don't know what reason, but tunakama kuna ingine nakama tuna post vitu hapo, so can do it. But manze kama unadai namba yangu ya delivery 0757275215 0757275215 manze, call me manze, tutujue vile tunaweza panga kitu, tutujue vile tunaweza do something. So deliver hadi majuu DHL manze, to deliver Europe, majuu Asia. WhatsApp bado the same number manze 0757275215. Sa na bado niko na namba zingine, so